The Super Media Bros podcast is a founding member of the OddPods Media Network.
Super Media Bros.
Very fun fact to point out about this pay-per-view to you whenever we get into the meat of it.
Okay.
I bet you can't even guess what it is by the time we get to it.
Well, no, because it could mean anything.
Yeah, you're right. Welcome to episode 275 of the Super Media Bros podcast. I'm Richie.
No, I'm Devin.
We're here to talk about Backlash 2023 from San Juan, Puerto Rico, which I thought was really neat that they went there because this was the first time that they've been in
30 years, I thought.
It's been a long fucking time.
Yeah, and as a lot of the listeners know, I'm actually really good friends with like 3 Puerto Ricans, and I don't know, it's a very like small thing for me, but like I know I'm in the minority, but being able to watch it with people of that culture, it was actually like, I don't know, it just made me feel all warm inside.
And the crowd was fucking hot all night, dude.
I think that's why, is because like it was so infectious from the TV to then looking at people of the actual culture and actually did live in the country. I don't know. It was just like, wow.
Dude, 7 matches and none of them ended any other way than a pinfall. That's the thing. There were, because WWE is notorious for like, oh, let's just do a fucking schmoz ass DQ or some dumb shit.
Not here.
I was fucking thoroughly impressed.
The one critique that I actually have for the event overall isn't even booking either. It's match layout.
There's a couple of discrepancies, I think. And I think we might both be on the same page with one of them.
Probably.
And I already know that Ego was involved in the decision on that one.
Most likely.
All right. So let's get into it. We're not going to take too much of your time up because I know I'm pretty positive there are 1, 2, 3 matches we're going to spend a little more time on. And that's probably being very generous. So Bianca Belair and Io Sky for the Raw Women's Championship opens the pay-per-view. Bianca gets fucking booed and Io Sky becomes like the kind of like de facto babyface of the night, which I thought was really cool. But like San Juan is a huge wrestling place. So they're going to be clamoring for who the fuck they want to see. And I noticed like Japanese wrestlers are extremely popular over there.
They are. And that was actually a mention that my friends had given me. And they were like, you know, there's some, how do I word this in a PC way? Or do I have to completely gloss over it?
Okay, so this was all over Twitter too, and here's the thing: is like I never noticed this, and because I think it's half bullshit, and I think it's just people talking shit on the internet. They tried to say that the crowd was being extremely racist towards Bianca, and I'm sitting here going, "But you cheered Bobby Lashley. There's no fucking way, unless it's just a thing with women." You know what I'm saying?
That's essentially what I gathered from my friends, because keep in mind they're not like that, but they're not.
Well, if they come from it,
there,
that's what I was going to say. They live there and they've seen it, so they have a place to speak upon that. I don't,
right? And it is a thing apparently.
Damn, that's unfortunate.
It is. As far as Bobby goes, I don't know. I guess Bobby is allowed to the islands. He got invited to the island.
He got invited to the island cookout?
Yeah. Like,
God damn it.
He got invited to the family reunion, you know?
Right on.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I really don't know. But it's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. But it's just so fucking wild because these two put on a fucking hell of a match.
They did. And Bianca now being the longest reigning champ in the modern era, that's pretty crazy. Who is longer? You're probably going to find Trish.
I don't have it pulled up right here, and I'm sure somebody out there listening knows this. Like, just leave a comment or something on our YouTube page. I would
venture to say it was Trish.
Yeah. But, dude, I know they're going to keep the strap on Bianca for a good while, but goddamn, Io Sky would be a hell of a fucking champ.
Well, my question is though, okay, so this is the pop that she got here. How would things go everywhere else though?
I don't know. I feel like if you built her right, you'd be looking at kind of like a Jamie Hayter situation here.
Yeah.
Where
you absolutely could.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. If you play it where Bailey is going to fuck one of them over, because you know that's what's they're trying to plant those seeds.
Yes, and the sky being carved into the back of her hair.
Right.
That was absolutely what I was looking at whenever you saw that angle of Bailey. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, for 100%. Sure. Absolutely.
Yes, I only looked at her hair.
Right.
Nothing else.
Yeah, because that definitely wasn't trying to be a distraction from the...
What color was her hair again?
Dude, who the fuck came up with those pants?
Bro, that was... Dog.
I couldn't help it. Like, shit, man. Like... She did it on purpose.
Bro.
But you know what? Like, going back to her haircut real quick, though, I swear to fuck. You know what the first thing I thought about was?
Her ass?
No, yes, but Hocus Pocus. You remember the scene,
yes.
Right? How many times I got to tell you, my name ain't already no more. It's Ice. It's Ice. This is Ice. Fucking points at the back of his head. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? But God, dog, like for real? Come on. Bianca Belair wins the match by a pinfall.
Don't ask me the color of anything.
Yeah, exactly. Moving on to Seth Franklin Rollins. Remember that shit? Yes. Seth freaking Rollins versus Omos.
Well, so Omos's best match.
Yeah, and that's saying a lot because fucking Seth can make anybody look good.
He can. I often find that he might... A lot of his matches I find to be overzealous. He seems to, and I mean this in both a good and bad way, it feels like he puts his whole repertoire in every single match.
He gets his shit in.
He does. He absolutely does. But sometimes it's to the dismay of himself because then I'm like, I've seen it.
Right.
I don't know. I would leave a little bit for special occasions more often.
Sure.
But that's a nitpick, you know. Seth is very, very talented.
Correct. And I think what they're doing with this is they are not necessarily that Seth needs to be rebuilt. He's definitely reached that status where he's big with his name. He doesn't need a championship. But my God, put a world championship on this man because he is the workhorse of this company, dude.
Yeah. Dude, I don't envy the jobs of whoever had to book this because you've got Omos who has been... Not a losing streak because he wins on Raw and whatnot, but like in terms of big fight feels, I don't take him serious anymore.
I don't either, but he's still greener than goose shit.
He is, but I'm just saying
he's got the look and the size and the talent.
I don't believe the character as a threat because I've seen the Beast slayed too many times, kind of like somebody else, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
I don't take that as a genuine threat anymore. But then Seth has also been on the losing end quite a bit. So it's like...
He needs this, though.
Yeah. And it's weird to say Seth Rollins needs a victory.
Right.
It's weird. But it's also like, dude, no matter who won this match, it's like, God damn it. That other person couldn't really fucking use that dub. Fuck.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The way they booked it made him look strong in defeat because he stopped the stomp on the ground and it's like, oh, fuck. Now what do you do? And then he does it off the top, which was that was fucking genius. Which I figured that was coming, but it was a good finish, and it made Seth not look desperate to win, but it made him like, what the fuck do I have to do to stop this big motherfucker?
Right.
But solid for what it was. It was 10 minutes and 30 seconds long. Seth takes the victory and rolls into the championship tournament, which he won on Monday Night Raw. And he's going to face the winner of the SmackDown half of the tournament, which it's so weird that they're going to be like, oh, it's a Raw exclusive title, but we're going to put the SmackDown guys in it. You know Seth is winning it at this fucking point.
Oh, yeah. I 100% convinced. 0 out of 10 would give it to Randy Orton instead, injury or not.
Right, just present it to him.
Yeah, just
like he's just fucking sitting at home and they just knock on his door. What do you want? Oh, we brought this for you whenever you're ready to come back. Okay. He just fucking like throws it to the side. He don't care.
And because he's been awarded it, his reign has begun. So he's officially like, he fucking tops Roman Reigns' reign.
Just sitting out.
Yeah. No, great for Seth. I'm being facetious just because Orton is one of my favorites of all time. But no, Seth is God tier. Like, I love Seth.
Same.
Even the gimmicks that I'm not crazy about that kind of irk me, I still think he's a very talented performer.
Absolutely. Moving on to the triple threat match for the United States title, Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed. This was all right.
Yeah.
It served its purpose. It got, Austin Theory like another victory, but like just barely winning it. Like I thought the way he did it was smart because it looks like, oh, you fucking, fucked me over. Like Bobby Lashley could be like, that was mine. You fucked me out of it and blah, blah, blah. Well, it's because Bobby Lashley hit his finisher, a couple of finishers, and Austin Theory just happened to be in the right place at the right time and dumped his ass and fucking got the pinfall on Bronson. So they still have it kind of set up like Lashley's kind of chasing the title, but Austin Theory just barely makes it out.
Even Austin Theory was kind of hot at this event.
Absolutely. Yeah. I thought all three of these guys delivered in this one.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking about crowd reaction.
Sure. But I mean, like, it's Austin Theory at this point. Like, he's becoming that tier of a superstar at this point.
How do you feel about him?
I'm slowly being sold on him because they don't have him acting like a fucking cocksmith anymore. Like they let him grow his fucking facial hair out so he doesn't look like a goddamn pervert. And he's starting to actually. The only problem that I've got with him is he cannot talk.
No, and he proved that with Cena.
He's got a lot of work to do with the talking and shit, but he looks good. He looks like $1 million. He can wrestle. He can perform. Got to work on the stick.
I want a viewer or listener to create an omnibus of you talking about Theory from the first time.
From the jump?
Yes.
Right.
And just have a supercut of just those segments.
There's a few topics over the course of the last 7 years. Jesus Christ. There's a lot of shit over the last 7 years that I have spoken about that I have had an opinion on, and it has grown and it has changed, and that's okay.
Oh yeah.
And I know it's okay, but like I see the comedy in it though.
Yeah, because like you're the type of person that whenever you are pissed off or angry about something in media, you're like, nope, fuck that guy, fuck this movie, fuck this band, whatever the fuck. And then it's like slowly over time, you're like, God damn it, fuck.
It's not that bad.
Yeah. We've had this discussion with Stained where you're like, man, fuck that album. And I'm like, I love that album. I mean, it's not that bad, I guess. like poor guy. You're like,
I'll throw this asshole a bone. God
yeah.
damn.
He's right. I mean, at least.
They still got a couple of fucking shit albums, but it's
I disagree.
I know you do. Moving on, Austin Theory retains in 6 minutes and 50 seconds. It's the shortest match of the night, and we're going to move on to the second shortest match of the night, which is Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega, the hometown queen, for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Oh boy, did Zelina Vega get a humongous welcome home. And it was fucking
so happy.
Dude, I was sitting there like for her, just like, but then Rhea Ripley comes out and I'm like, this bitch losing.
Yeah. Bruh. The fact that people thought that they were going to call in an audible or something.
Oh, hell no, man. No. Fuck that shit. Rhea Ripley crushed her fucking dreams in about 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Solid match, but
yeah. But I mean, what can...
Hey, Zelina got a good like fucking standing ovation leaving though.
She did.
And I have a lot of respect for, because like Rhea Ripley could have easily booked it this way, and she could have easily like audibled and just healed it the fuck up and stomped a mud hole in her ass in her home fucking town. As soon as she won, she got her shit and rolled out of that fucking ring and let Zelina have her moment with her fucking family in the crowd and shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, it also made Rhea look like a badass who's just like, because I always think of that scene from the movie Warrior. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Yeah.
Great film.
Yeah.
But whenever Tom Hardy's character just comes in, punches that dude that one time,
yeah,
and then does not even do the celebration. He just walks out of the cage.
He's just, fuck this.
Yeah, he just marches back to the fucking locker room,
so
and I'm like,
fight me, you fucking cunt.
Beats the piss out of you with one hit and then leaves. Not even worth his time. I'm like, that's fucking fire.
Right.
And so that whenever Rhea did that, not only was it respectful to the hometown girl, but also just that. You know, it works both ways. It was really cool.
Right. So we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the last 3 matches, 2 of which were considered a co-main event. And the other match was like, it felt really filler. I hate to say that. Even though it's going to be pushing a storyline along, it still felt kind of filler. But we'll explain it when we come back. You're listening to the Super Media Bros on the OddPods Media Network. Don't go anywhere. This summer, ensure that your body is ready for the wild with a game-changing full body grooming and hygiene product. Don't be the guy at the beach with Austin Powers chest hair. And if you grew some winter man tits, the least you can do is make sure that they're hairless. It's time to get ready for hot guy summer with Manscaped, the leader in body grooming. Hi, Richie here from Super Media Bros. Did you know that you can get 20% off and free shipping by using our code SUPER at manscaped.com? Yeah, 20% off and free shipping. It's pretty rad. Manscaped is dedicated to helping you increase your confidence and leveling up your full body grooming game with the Performance Package 4.0. The kit comes with the Essential Lawnmower 4.0. It's a waterproof cordless body trimmer and a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your grooming routine. So whether you're trimming your chest or the treasure chest in your pants, this is the best trimmer on the market. Their trimmer features a ceramic blade designed to cut hair on loose skin and reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. Inside the Performance Package, you're also going to find the Manscaped Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toner. It's an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer because we know how painful chafing can be when you're wearing your bathing suit all day. And no one likes nose hairs, so the package also comes with the Weed Whacker 2.0. You're also getting 2 free gifts, the Shed Travel Bag, which is a $39 value add, and the patented Manscaped Boxers. If you're wearing sandals, you need to get the Manscaped Shears 2.0 Nail Kit. You really don't want to look like Fred Flintstone, trust me. So having the right tools for grooming is essential, and you can do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for the job by going to manscaped.com and getting 20% off your entire order plus free shipping with our code SUPER. Again, that's 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER at manscaped.com. Trim your chesticles with the besticles from Manscaped.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm John.
And we host the Beard Owl Podcast, the podcast where we talk about 2 of the greatest things in the world, beer and Weird Al.
And a bunch of other stuff.
That's right. Do you like nostalgia? Do you like sibling banter? Do you like beer? Do you like Weird Al? Are you human?
If you answered yes to any of those questions, give us a listen. Become one of our loyal commenters.
Bunnies can fly. And look, the first co-main event, the San Juan street fight with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, which in my opinion is match of the fucking night.
Yeah.
The longest match of the night.
As it should be.
And should have main evented this fucking thing.
Thank you. Everybody in the room was like, why the fuck? And here's the thing is, my friends' family, you know, their dad has not watched wrestling since he was like a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, man, because you know how them old heads are with wrestling, is they're like, man, this shit's so corny now, you know, it's not like in the old days, you know.
Let me guess, old boy was into it, wasn't he?
Dude, at first he's like, okay. Oh, Jalil, this your singer? Because Jalil's like,
he's a Bad Bunny fan.
Huge.
Nothing wrong with that. Bad Bunny fucks, dude.
Oh yeah, like I'm not shitting on him. Plus, it's nice, I'm sure, to finally have like a mega star from that community. I'm sure I'm missing some, but Bad Bunny has transcended a lot more larger, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely. And just the reception he fucking got, dude.
Yeah.
That whole crowd knew every fucking lyric to that goddamn song. And it was so cool.
Oh yeah, but so at first, you know, the dad was just like, okay, sure, whatever. That's your boy. All right. I guess I'll watch it with you. Okay. Oh wow. What? Okay. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
And it was just so cool to watch because it's like, I'm seeing it from the perspective of my friends who are Puerto Rican,
Right.
and it's fun to sort of see like their pride and heritage and whatnot. And then myself as just a pure wrestling fan in general, I'm actually getting goosebumps on my arms. But seeing like that passion like ignite in somebody that has not watched it in years and years and years get relit, and like that's the shit that I live for.
The
man.
booking, the product, and the people involved won somebody over that was a former fan, if you will.
Yeah, and it was just, it makes me so happy because like this is one of my favorite things of all time. I love pro wrestling, and man, whenever you can get somebody like that, it's like, it's magic, man.
It really fucking is. And the coolest part about this is both competitors are of Puerto Rican descent because Damian Priest is from fucking Puerto Rico. And dude, holy shit. When I say that, I really mean when I say this was match of the night, like Bad Bunny wins, like full fucking spoiler, like obviously for all these matches, but like Bad Bunny wins and he looked believable doing the shit. Damian Priest is a fucking made man at this point.
Dude.
He put this guy over. Like Bad Bunny has already been super mega talented, and they teamed together at WrestleMania a couple of years back. Like, okay, can we talk about the fact that between Bad Bunny and Logan Paul, has this just been the era of where the fucking celebrities that come in to do this shit are good?
Dude, it's insane.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like, okay, so obviously, like Rollins and Logan had a great match at Mania, and obviously Seth helped carry that match, but Logan stood on his own very fucking well.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny stood on his own very fucking well here too, but Damian Priest made him look like even more of $1 million fucking bucks.
Dude, it was so fucking good. And the fact that Bunny came out with the fucking WWF jacket.
Yes.
I loved that. And if you listen to him, like, talk about wrestling, he's like,
He knows his shit, dude.
oh, dude, he'll talk about like, oh yeah, ever since I was a little kid. And it doesn't feel like, you know, some celebrities, whenever they come out, they're like, oh, yeah, whenever I was a little kid. But you kind of get the feeling of, yeah, when you were a kid.
Right, exactly.
Bad Bunny strikes me as a type who's like, no, I never fell off. I've liked it.
Oh, he's been ride or die the whole time.
Yeah, and that's so fucking cool to me.
Right. And Damian Priest, on the other hand, like I keep saying, like he made him look like $1 million, but Damian Priest at this point, being put in this position, he's a top player now. He is absolutely like, he's reached like, this dude needs to be in the world title picture at some point because he's that fucking good. He's good at the selling. He's good at the aggression. He's safe in the ring, it looks like, for the most part. Because, I mean, there's a couple spots where, bro, when Bad Bunny went to do that fucking slice of bread number 2 out of the corner, and he landed on his own fucking head, I was like, ugh.
Do you think them not putting this last was Bad Bunny saying like, no, that's for them?
Fuck no. This was Brock Lesnar's ego.
See, I was thinking it was Bad Bunny's lack of ego, or maybe he was like, no, I have engagements. I have to be in this country at this time. That's also a possibility.
I mean, sure, but I really feel like Brock Lesnar politicked that shit to be main event because, you know, he was like, I opened Mania. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I hate to be that way. I know Lesnar works with whoever he works with and he's all about business, but I feel like at this point, think about how that match went.
But also the match was so short.
I know. We'll move into it in a minute.
I feel like Brock is also the type who's like, dude, just let me be in and out. I don't care.
I don't know. He's had too many like minute longs to 30-minute longs to really count where it's like, depends on who he's working with.
Yeah.
But Bad Bunny goes over in a big way in this street fight and everybody wins. Everybody wins with this outcome. And 25 minutes. Holy fuck.
Great match. If it ended right there, it'd be like 9 to 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Like, it was a wonderful event.
Moving on to the Bloodline, which is Solo Sikoa and Jay and Jimmy Uso versus Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn in a 6-man tag. Look, this is meant to just continue the entire Bloodline story and kind of put some cracks in it a little more, because now you're seeing Jay and Solo kind of start bickering. Jay is still pissed off at Sami, saying like, this is your fault. You're breaking my family apart. It's like all your fault and shit. But I feel like at this point, Kevin and Sammy, they're just kind of there now with this storyline because now that they've been removed and they've removed the tag championships, the cracks are already formed, and now the Bloodline can start doing this storyline continuing without anybody else if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
And I'm very interested to see where this goes.
Yeah, like I gave up on predicting anything Bloodline related because just when I think I know exactly what's coming, they always do a quick little shift. Even if we get to the same destination, it's like, no, but there's always going to be that one little thing that gets in the way or changes it.
Do you still feel like at some point, and I know we're about to just predict it here, which, by the way, the Bloodline wins this match. No thanks in small part to Solo Sikoa picking the victory up, but...
Common theme, but yes.
Mm-hmm. But here's what I think. So there is a lot of tension between Jay and Solo right now. One of two outcomes are going to happen.
Okay.
Jay Uso becomes the odd man out and kind of sees what Sammy was trying to tell him the whole time and maybe humbly is like, I'm fucking sorry. Maybe they mend fences somehow, which that's a far stretch. The outcome I think that will be happening is that Solo Sikoa becomes babyface and breaks off from the fucking group.
That's what I would prefer. Even though Uso being the one would be long-term booking accidentally, because keep in mind, it was the first one to pin Roman Reigns, period.
Right.
But, I mean, it's so tough because it's like, oh, that's fucking perfect. But then I've said it for a while now. Solo Sikoa being Solo, like it's in his fucking name.
Right.
Fucking pull the trigger. Kid's got it.
He really does. He's definitely got the charisma and the look. And
Yeah.
you can tell the crowd wants to be behind him if they go this route.
You're going to strike gold with either direction you go in. And that's what's so amazing about the Bloodline. Like, I love it.
Yep.
It's definitely going to be one or the other, but I don't know which one.
Yeah, I think time's going to tell that one.
And I'm glad to say that. I'm glad to say I don't know which one.
Me too, because I don't like it when it's predictable. I like being fooled and I like being swerved and I like being caught off guard. That's what makes it. That's what makes wrestling magic. Point being, we're excited about this fucking storyline eventually reaching its crescendo and then seeing where the aftermath takes it from there.
Yeah, because here's the thing. WrestleMania 40 is whenever I think.
That's when Cody gets the big one.
Yes. That's what I think is going to happen. But my question is, then what? What do you have for him?
I think any and everything at that point, because you could have the fallout of maybe the rest of the bloodlines trying to challenge him to fucking win the goddamn honor of being head of the table by getting the championship.
That is good.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you want to go to the main?
Goddamn right I do. So in 22 minutes, the bloodline picks up the victory, and then we move on to the 9-minute and 40-second main event of Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Now, I really liked how Cody was like, fuck this, I'm going to kick your ass before the bell rings. Because let's be honest, a lot of people, and I saw this, a lot of people on Twitter were like, so Cody in the interview called Brock Lesnar a coward, but yet he's doing this shit. And I'm like, no, but look at anybody else that has literally done this to Brock because they know the fucking guy he is when that bell rings. He's going to fuck you up.
Yeah.
So let's get to the crescendo of the match, because one thing I do like about Lesnar is when he works with guys that are a little smaller than him, he works with them. You get a wrestling match out of Brock whenever you do that.
And you want to know something, though? I often forget just how big Cody is. Seeing him next to Lesnar, though, I was like, no, that's a beefy boy.
Well, Cody put on like 15 pounds of muscle.
He did. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, it's easy to forget.
Right.
Until you get that, like, that ratio.
Yeah,
going.
dude. But it looks good side by side. It looks believable that Cody Rhodes would both be able to mount some offense, but have really big trouble with the follow-up.
Or even just like, you know, it's not that I ever doubted him as world champion. I never did. I'm just saying, like, you look at him and it's like, that is the guy. Like, you can tell.
Oh, absolutely. Cody Rhodes is probably this company's best hope in producing a Hogan, Austin, Cena, Reigns person. to kind of maybe take the flag and go with it, because the dude has the look. He's got the fan base. He's so over with the kids.
It's so crazy.
He's a fucking dad, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It is so crazy that you were talking about Hogan, Austin, Rock, Reigns. And then I was just like, dude, I remember whenever you and I went to WrestleMania years ago and you couldn't stand Reigns. And I was indifferent to him at the time. And it's like, wow, this guy has really turned it around. He's so good now.
That's what I'm saying. When they let him, whenever they stopped trying to write him and let Roman Reigns just be himself, that's what sold me on him.
Yeah.
They let his attitude just kind of take over in the ring, and I'm like, that's the shit I wanted.
Yeah.
Nobody wants any of these dudes forced down their throat. Even Cody, I don't want him forced down. What they're doing with him is right.
Yeah.
They're making him chase that shit because Cody Rhodes works the very best as the white hot babyface that fights from underneath as the underdog. That's why he works in WWE instead of in AEW.
Mm.
He's a big shark in AEW. In WWE, he's smaller, comparatively speaking, superstar status wise. I mean, he's over as fuck, but putting him in there with Reigns and Lesnar and all these other fucking dudes that have been around, even Seth, dude. For him to have a one-on-one with Seth Rollins at last year's Mania and it be as good as it was a big fucking deal. But anyway, to get to the meat and potatoes of this match, the caliber of the match is really good because Lesnar is over as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing I like about Brock is if he's over as a face, he's way over. If he's over as a heel, he's way over. There's no in-between with him. They were very physical to the point, and this is what I want to bring up. Lesnar got split open the hard way with an exposed turnbuckle, and I knew that was going to happen the moment that he ripped the padding off. I was like, oh, that getting used. And whenever he went into that motherfucker with no... Man, he raw dogged it. Let's just be honest. That motherfucker's a punk, and he fucking like headbutted the shit out of it. He did to himself what I did trying to load your fucking crossbow in my apartment.
Dude, I remember that.
That shit fucking rocked my face. I still have a scar from that.
The room got real quiet in that moment.
The room got real spinny in that moment. I'm just saying. But point being is, he laced his goddamn face wide open, and dude, it poured. Did you notice how much of a hot minute it took for the ref to put his fucking gloves on? And how much he fucking bled, and how much Cody just saw that shit and got the biggest boner you've ever seen in your life because he just seen that shit and he said, rubbed it all on his fucking chest like, oh, he fucking started like jacking off with it and shit. Cody lives for that, man.
He does. I'm surprised that he didn't get busted open too.
Well, here's the thing. I think it's because Lesnar has more pull with that shit.
Yeah.
He's probably got enough money to pay the fine if they did fine him for that. Thirdly, the Endeavor deal.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they may have been like, we're going to be a little more lenient with the blood flow now because we house UFC. And I know for a fact that part of that deal, Endeavor wants the WWE to present more like a sports brand than a fucking sports entertainment brand.
Which I'm all for.
So if that means that we get a little bit of bloodshed, it's best for business at this point because the way the match ended was that when Lesnar saw his own blood, he started beating the piss out of Cody. Like, Cody got the drop on him maybe 30 seconds, and Lesnar was like, oh, nobody makes me bleed my own blood, motherfucker. Beat his ass, put him in a fucking Kimura lock, and the literal most unexpected finish of the match. Cody, like, arches over and fucking rolls Lesnar into a pinfall. I did not expect that finish.
No.
And a lot of people on Twitter thought that was a bullshit finish, and I was like, dude, no, that's probably the best way to fucking have done that.
You wrestled him.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
you weren't going to fight him.
Right. Now, look, and it's not the exact same finish, but the way I look at it is when the way Brett pinned Steve Austin at Survivor Series 96, he beat him by fucking just using his own weight and momentum against him, and the fact that Austin was so hell-bent on trying to beat him that he wouldn't let go of that hold. That's the same thing that happened with Brock. He was so pissed off trying to beat Cody and break his arm, he didn't let go of the hold. Cody Rhodes wins at 9 minutes and 40 seconds. What a match, though. And Cody just rolls out and hauls ass. He's like, fuck this. I gotta go.
I got kid.
I have a child. But the paper just kind of goes off air, and it's like,
yeah, to say that I was underwhelmed with the ending is unfair because it's like there was nothing wrong with the show. It's just I would have put it in a different place.
Yeah, I would have absolutely maybe had Rhodes and Lesnar like second to last, but here's the thing. I feel like Lesnar and Cody were the only two people that knew that bloodshed was going to happen, and they were like, we don't want to make a cleanup crew for the...
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. But I mean, overall, excited to see where this goes.
Yeah.
I know Rhodes and Lesnar are far from over because on Raw the next night, Lesnar came out and laid him out again and was like, I'm going to fucking fight you in Saudi. And it's like, all right, dude. Night of Champions, these two are going to fight. As Lesnar said, he's like, I'm looking for a fight. Like, he was... He sounded like Neville from Harry Potter. That motherfucker sat there, beat the shit out of Cody, and he's just like, I'll fight you.
I love when Brock does weird vocal things.
You talking about like the... Ah!
Or
you know the one I'm talking about, right?
Yes. Or the one whenever he broke into Triple H's office. I don't even remember what he said, but it was something that just made me fucking cackle.
And then his infamous, I'm coming, and I'm just going to keep coming. that whole fucking thing. That whole goddamn fucking thing.
Dude, I love Brock. I give him a hard time sometimes because...
He's Brock, but...
Yeah, but at the end of the day...
The man is accidentally hilarious.
He is. But then you watch him in interviews, and he's such a nice dude.
He's so fucking laid back. He's just a goddamn farmer.
Funny.
He's just a farmer from fucking Minnesota, dude. He just wants to fuck his wife and plow the goddamn field all day with his tractor.
There were two instances that really won me over with Brock Lesnar, the human. One of which was, I don't remember who it was for, but it was some kind of interview. And they were in the middle of the fucking field walking around, and it was snowing, and it was freezing cold. Like the news anchor was like, dude, it's so cold. And he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna let you talk to my wife, and I'm gonna stay out here and enjoy this beautiful weather. And I was just like, I don't know what it is.
He's just a country boy, man.
I was just like, I like you. You're cool.
Right.
You're just vibing. And then there was that and the Pat McAfee interview.
Right. That's a really good interview, actually.
Yeah. And just how personable he can be.
Right. Hopefully Cody Rhodes gets kind of, he's going to have a few transitional feuds before he gets his way back around to the championship, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And he should.
Yeah, because the big story is he got screwed out of the championship tournament that Seth Rollins had won, which, that's a whole different story. But again, just interested to see where all these storylines go. And I'm actually very much looking forward to Night of Champions.
Oh, for sure.
Come back next week. We are actually going to be attending the XFL championship game in San Antonio. Is the DC Defenders going one-on-one with the Arlington Renegades? And holy fuck, I hope the Renegades stomp that ass. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I really hope it does.
I would not put money on that, but to be fair, I would not have put money on the Orlando Guardians being the only team to have defeated the Defenders.
Yeah, which we'll get into the entirety of all this fucking discussion next week when we talk about it, but holy fuck, that's going to be a hell of a drive Saturday.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we should probably get the fuck out of here so we can get some sleep.
Yep, I work tomorrow, but I'm going to do laundry and get the fit ready for the game.
Hell yeah, I'm going in comfort. I don't give a fuck. Visit supermediabrospodcast.com for past, present, and future episodes. Check out all the other shows on the OddPods Media Network by visiting oddpodsmedia.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on social media, buy a fucking t-shirt from our merch store, goddammit, buy a fucking hoodie, buy a shirt, buy a tank top, buy a raglan, buy a koozie, get your drink on. Buy the fabulous Manscaped products that we offer up in the mid-roll ads. Do it. Leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, GoodPods, and Podchaser. Let's get the hell out of here, my friend.
I bet.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us this week. This has been the WWE Backlash 2023 review, episode 275. Until next week, I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
Shades on.
We're off.